Henry Cavill's Superman had never been attached to something that everyone loved. Isn't that crazy? And it happened again. So Black Adam comes out. It's another negative story for DC, but Henry's face is linked to it. And they try to use the goodwill of Henry's return to pivot the story. Right away, as soon as that weekend came and went with Black Adam, Henry was out there making announcements on Instagram. There were trade reports about meetings for Man of Steel 2 and different writers pitching things and Charles Roven speaking with directors. And all of a sudden, it's like we hit the ground running on this potential return of Man of Steel 2 and Henry Cavill in general finally getting that second lease on life we've all been hoping for years. And what happened right after? Right after that announcement was made, it was also announced that DC had a new sheriff in town, and that James Gunn and Peter Safran were launching DC Studios, and they would be taking over the entire DC universe as we know it, and were likely to be rebooting and relaunching everything. So the very same week that fans were told Henry's coming back, and where Henry had apparently been given the thumbs up to let people know, I will be back, and he released beautiful imagery of himself as Superman like this, teasing that this is just the beginning of many things, that there's a lot more to come, and I can't wait to show you much more enormously joyful Superman stories. We're plunged into this limbo again of what's going to happen with Henry's Superman. There's a new boss in town, and if he's new, why exactly is he going to keep any of the old guys? You don't hire a new boss because you're happy with what's going on and you want him to continue things. You hire a new boss because you're ready for something new and it's time to break this open and start from scratch again. And unfortunately, it's true. The writing was on the wall. And the world began to wonder what is going to be the final decision here. And October came to a close and we didn't know. And November came and went and we didn't know. But then finally, on December 14th, 2022, Henry's tenure as Superman was officially terminated. On December 14th, 2022, James Gunn announced that he was writing and directing. Actually, at this time, I think it was just writing. He announced he was writing a reboot of Superman called Superman Legacy. It was going to center on a younger Superman, and it was not going to be bringing back Henry Cavill's Superman, despite all the reports of a Man of Steel 2, despite the teases of a Black Adam versus Superman situation or some kind of Justice Society involvement, despite all the recent teases and interviews and imagery, James Gunn said, it's not going to be Henry. And Henry had to go out there, and just as quickly as he had announced his return, he had to announce his departure. He said, I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards.